Welcome to the bright side of aging. My name is Ike Engelbaum. I'm a pharmacist and the publisher of AmericanSeniorGazette.org. It has been wisely said, you cannot help getting older, but you can help getting old. It has also been said that age is a matter of the mind. If you don't mind, it doesn't matter. My purpose in doing the show is so that seniors and caregivers can share their ideas and questions on how we can age gracefully and in a vertical position for as long as our good genes will allow. And if we've inherited bad genes, how to outwit them. Our topics include senior housing, financial, legal, safety, travel, health issues, interesting senior events in the community, and most of all, tips on how to put old on hold.
If your question is, who am I going to call to bring the kind of services into my home that I need because I can't get out? House Calls on Wheels provides both medical and non-medical services in your home. They can bring in doctors, dentists, nurses, therapists, and more. And those medical services are covered by Medicare and most private insurance plans. And they have all sorts of non-medical services, whatever you need. Now, if you use 4 hours or more of non-medical services per month, you're going to get a free personal emergency button telephone that you can use for both emergencies or daily use. Call House Calls on Wheels toll-free for further information. 1-888-489-8980. That's 1-888-489-8980.
Excited about a new sponsor, and that is Memory Health. These are vitamin capsules that you take 3 a day, and it improves your memory. Memory Health has been proven to be scientifically helpful for early stages of Alzheimer's. In fact, it has been claimed that it can even forestall Alzheimer's. Dr. Joel Kahn made this statement, in my more than 30 years of practicing medicine, no other product has ever come close to truly supporting brain health like Memory Health. It's a safe, natural supplement. If you need any more information, call 888-489-8980, 888-489-8980. And hopefully you are enjoying what could really, hopefully, a signal that we may not have too tough a winter. It's wonderful to be able to get around and also not have to freeze in the process. We are actually memorializing a very important day today, Day of Infamy, and we forget so many times how grateful we should be to be in this wonderful country and what sacrifices our soldiers have made. I am moved more and more as I like to say, I don't like to say I'm getting older, I'm getting seasoned. So when you get more seasoned, you appreciate how wonderful our country is in terms of the actual missions that we have. Unfortunately, we've gotten sort of goofed up with politicians that are more interested in getting reelected than they are in actually doing what they said they would do. Our show from 11 a.m. to 11:30 is Bright Side of Aging, where indeed I strongly believe that when you analyze it, a lot of people always tell me, what's so bright about aging? Well, and don't get me started on that. In fact, today at 1 o'clock to 2, we're going to be at the Caustic Center, and you're welcome to join us. It's right at 11 Mile in Middlebelt, first Wednesday of each month. and we share notes among other seasoned seniors or individuals as to how grateful we are to be in this country. If you would like to pipe in on any thoughts for the bright side of aging for the first half hour, on the air phone number is 248-557-3300. Again, on the air for the next hour, it's 248-557-3300. But please leave your remarks if it ties in with what we're talking about. If you want to talk to me at any time, I love to talk to people. That's why I do this radio show. And I enjoy hearing what people have on their minds. Feel free 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, to give me a call at 888-489-8980. That's 888-489-8980 if you are a senior and want some advice as to basic stuff, important stuff, like, hey, what am I going to do now that I'm retired? How am I going to hopefully enjoy the rest of my life in a positive way? And there's so many resources, food, financial stuff. House Calls on Wheels, one of our sponsors, provides human being in your home care, medical and non-medical, where you don't have to go into a nursing home or retirement home if you don't want to. But let's say, hey, it doesn't fit my bill to stay at home. I want to be with people. There are hundreds now, possibly thousands, of options right in Michigan and around the country, of course, even more. We can help you make a decision as to which facility might be best for you. But let's say you want to stay in your home, renovate it, maybe sublet part of it. We can help you do that. We try to find ways that we can help you really enjoy life. Call 888-489-8980 anytime. At 11:30, we switch gears and we go to the Entrepreneurs Network of Michigan. We now, since we've been around for over 50, that's half a century, over 50 years, we've had meetings in person, Zoom, you name it, we've done it. We are an active group of entrepreneurs now all around the world, believe it or not. Because we've been doing this for so long, we have over 20,000 entrepreneurs, accountants, attorneys, financial people, people that can give you ideas on what you may be doing wrong if you started a business. And if you're looking to start a business, believe it or not, this is a great time to do it. And we'd love to help you. If you call our toll-free number, we have financing programs available as well. And hope that you will take advantage of this. The truth of it is that if you are interested as a senior in what resources that are available, by all means, give us a call. You know, since we're approaching the holiday season, I'm looking forward to hearing from a voice that you've probably heard many times if you've been a loyal listener to our program. By the way, we were on 2 stations at the same time, on WNZK 690 AM and WPON 1460 AM. So we're, as they say in the biz, we're simulcast. So if you would like to come on the air and you've got some interesting story to tell, give me a call anytime and we can get you on the air. And in fact,
We've done the show remotely where we go out on the road, so to speak. But someone has to invite us. I don't want to be a party pooper and crash a party. You call 888-489-8980 if indeed you are interested in coming on the air, or you might want to offer that to a friend as sort of a gift. I'm open to that, as long as they've got an interesting story to tell, a positive story to tell, or an idea that they want to share. As I mentioned, today and the first Wednesday of each month, from 1 to 2, I started with my pharmacist buddy, Jerry Gilfix, who I am sure is not going to be offended to tell you that he's in his early 90s. And he's active, walks straight as an arrow, and loves interacting with people like I do. And we've partnered up and started a discussion group for seniors. And today we'll be discussing at the Caustic Center at 11 Mile in Middlebelt. If you want to join me, give me a call at 888-489-8980. Tell your friends about us. In fact, I always joke about it. If you enjoy some of my thoughts and what have you, and you like them, share it with a friend. But if you don't, share it with an enemy. Just a thought, okay? One of the things that I'm hoping to talk to Lou about is some simple tips on how to stay safe in your own home, especially at this time of the year. You have friends coming in that may need some additional help to get in the house. And by the way, that's something that I'm very proud that I've put together. With House Calls on Wheels, if you have a friend or relative that has difficulty getting around, we can rent a lot of the different ways of mobility, like mini ramps, so that if you have an out-of-town relative coming in and your steps are a little bit too high, you can rent them for as long as you wish, and we can actually have it installed and removed so that your friend can literally wheel in and wheel out. Likewise, some simple, small things. Lights. What's that song? You light up my life. As we age, our vision isn't quite what it used to be. Thanks to one of our sponsors, Fritz Hardware, at 11 Mile and Main Street in Royal Oak. Family-run business. John and his brother, Brian, his wife work there in the store. You walk in and you have all of the pricing almost the same as these big box stores, except you have human beings ready to not only point to an aisle, aisle 17A on the left. You walk into Fred's Hardware and they'll actually walk you over there. And if you mention my name, Ike, you will get a 10% discount. And in fact, this may be way out, but one of the things you should definitely consider as you age is join up with a service group like the Rotary Club and the Optimist Club. In fact, I belong to both out in West Bloomfield, but they've got local chapters right in your neighborhood. They have them all over the world. Connect with people. Why do we have to wait to a particular holiday to call someone you haven't been in touch with? You can do it almost every day, including today. If you'd like some more tips on which organizations to join, please call me at 888-489-8980. I've got some other stuff I'd like to discuss with you, but I want to make sure that we cover our costs, so we will have a brief commercial stop, so don't you stop. We'll be right back.
Family run for over 88 years, Friends Hardware has remained family owned and operated. Friends Hardware is one of a kind. You'll find the newest products offered on TV at very competitive prices. You'll also find safety products, grab bars for bathrooms, battery-operated light switches, remote control devices that you can turn your lamps on or any electrical device. You don't have to run out there anymore. Just press the button. Better yet, just visit Friends Hardware, located on Main Street and 11.5 Mile Road. They're open every day. If you wish to call, it's 248-544-8111. That's 248-544-8111. Better yet, just visit 11.5 Mile Road and Main Street, Friends Hardware. Hi, Ike Engelbaum. One of my sponsors is Cofix Nasal Spray. You can spray the inside of your nose and almost have the same benefits as a mask. In fact, it's been so well proven that it's now on the market in drugstores. Cofix RX. Spray it in the nose. 45 seconds later, you have up to 8 hours like a shield inside your nose. It's been scientifically proven. I'm really excited about it. I use it anytime I go out in a huge crowd. If you need any more information, call 888-489-8980. 888-489-8980.
And we're back, and hopefully you are too. And at this time of the year, we always want to consider how to enjoy the holidays. And the sad part is, I don't want to get overly serious, is that they say, believe it or not, on Christmas Day there are more heart attacks than any other day in the whole year. Sad commentary, but one of the things that I feel very strongly about is the whole aspect of how you enjoy life without getting into some sort of a horrible type situation like that. And one of the thoughts that I have is that especially now you keep hearing these variations of virus and what have you, like you just heard one of our sponsors in regards to Cofix RX. I spray the product, as I mentioned, when I go out to a large crowd, and believe it or not, well, you have to believe it. You know why? Because it's the truth. I have provided the product to my close friends and distant friends and suggested they use it. And I always try to follow up on what results they may have had. And believe it or not, I can give you names off the air and you can speak to them directly. Several of them are involved in dealing with the public, like photographers and also caterers for parties and what have you. And they spray the Cofix RX, just a spray in each nostril, and within 45 minutes you have like a shield inside your nose. Now this is not necessarily intended. We cannot say it without getting ourselves in hot water, literally, that it replaces masks. It does not, there's no simple way for us to do that. But I can tell you, as they say, anecdotal experiences fancy word of saying stuff that's happened. I've had several situations, one that stands out. A friend of mine said, I gave my wife, she works in a restaurant, the Cofix RX, and almost everybody on staff got the virus except me. And she's the only one that was using the Cofix. So that just goes to show you that there are products out there to help you. And as a pharmacist, feel free to call me. I enjoy trying to help you in terms of basic things on how you can live life in a safer way. This may be way out, and I've run this by quite a few people that are in the business of air purification. There are different purification systems, and the sad part is most people are not aware of how many bacteria and germs they have in the air in their own home. And of course at work it's probably even more. And we have a simple test that I work with air purification companies that will actually put a unit in to identify how indeed safe the air around you is in your own home. Give me a call at 888-489-8980 so I can share that information with you, and we'll be glad to do a walk through your home, especially as I mentioned. You get sort of mesmerized, so to speak, whereby when you're looking around your home you think everything is safe. But we have a checklist I'll be glad to send out to you for free that is sort of a checklist on things that you probably don't think about in terms of how to make your home safer. For example, how about your front steps? I hate to tell you, but I did just that, and I realized how high they are, and I'm having sort of a half step put in, which means that instead of the step as it is, there's a step that we put in between. We have people that can come out and set up your entrance to your home so you have like a mini ramp, and if you don't want to have it permanent, as I mentioned before, we can rent it out for you. What about the handrails, especially if you're going downstairs in your basement? You should have handrails ideally on both sides of the steps. What about lighting? As I mentioned, Fritz Hardware is phenomenal. They've got this neat little unit. I use it even as a flashlight sometimes. Picture, the light switch that turns on and off. Well, that comes as is. It's basically the size of one of those switch type of units that you have on your wall. And in it itself, you have a light that's a strong light so that you can either attach it to your wall if you want to, or you can just carry it around with you. And lighting is vital. So by all means, check that out. What about now we're anticipating the Christmas season? You're going to be bringing in trees, and I saw this neat sign in front of the Farmington Fire Station on Orchard Lake Road, and it said, please remember to water your tree so that we don't have to. This is from the fire department. It sort of gives you a jolt, doesn't it? Well, how about actually the setting up for Christmas lighting? We have several companies we work with that can actually set up all of the outside decorations for you. as well as help you decorate your tree. You know, there comes a point in life that you should reconsider, as I like to say, recalculate. There is no reason for you to ever have to climb stairs, or I should say, any sort of hazardous type way of getting around. You don't want to put your life on the line for possibly saving a few bucks. You've got younger people that are ready to help you. Why should you ever climb a ladder? So many people feel that they have to do it themselves. Truth of it is that you can't do things just like you did before. You have to be realistic. Isn't it interesting? We always talk about R&R. Well, you know, R&R used to be recreating and stuff. Well, writing and arithmetic. Well, and by the way, I can't stress that, not to get too far off. It is absolutely outrageous that we have young people from, that cannot read when they get to grade 3 at their level. We should stick to basics, but as we age, we were fortunate enough that we did have an education system that was helpful for us. But that's another topic. But what the point I wanted to make is don't take chances on doing things you can assign. So my R&R, so to speak, for today is recalculate. It's a beautiful word. It's a beautiful word where you suddenly rethink what you should be doing now that you may not really be physically able to. The wonderful thing about life is that we have an opportunity to have a lot of joy, and their downside on it is as we age, there are certain things that we can't do. But don't belabor what you cannot do. Be grateful of things that you can. And I cannot stress, I do this on a daily basis. As they say, count your blessings. Be grateful for what you have. And get out of your mind what you used to be able to do that you can't. And I want to give you a little reminder. People say, oh, I did that when I was younger. Not anymore. Remember, today is the youngest you'll be for the rest of your life. Wow. So enjoy it. And you'll have great memories as well as being healthy. I'd like to share a few more thoughts, but I can't do it today because I want to wrap it up for our next segment. And my favorite parting thought for the bright side of aging is, yesterday is history. Tomorrow is a mystery. Today is a gift. And that's why we call it the present. Please enjoy your present by looking and living life with a bright side of aging.
Welcome to the Entrepreneurs Network radio show. Our mission is to interview successful entrepreneurs who are willing to share with us their ideas and experiences, both the successes and the failures. Because as it has been jokingly said, you should learn from the mistakes of others because you'll never live long enough to make them all yourself. My name is Ike Engelbaum, and I'm the founder of the Entrepreneurs Network of Michigan, which is a group of motivated people that are all interested in helping each other in achieving our personal and professional goals. Please check out our website, entrepreneursnetworkofmichigan.com for meeting schedule as well as self-improvement material. Our philosophy is that if it's to be, it's up to me. For over 30 years, Cruz Hearing and Service has helped thousands of people improve their hearing and enjoy the sounds of their life again. If you don't hear as well as you like, Cruz Hearing can help you. They have actually hearing aids that the batteries do not need to be recharged. And they also have a caption phone that you can view for free. And also the phone, if you are over 65, is available to you free. So any phone calls you get, you can see captioned if you don't hear that well. Here they've got other stuff. If you'd like the free cookbook, call 1-888-489-8980. That's available. You can call Cruz Hearing Direct at 877-456-2789. The number direct is 877-456-2789.
If your question is, who am I going to call to bring the kind of services into my home that I need because I can't get out? House Calls on Wheels provides both medical and non-medical services in your home. They can bring in doctors, dentists, nurses, therapists, and more. And those medical services are covered by Medicare and most private insurance plans. And they have all sorts of non-medical services, whatever you need. Now, if you use 4 hours or more of non-medical services per month, you're going to get a free personal emergency button telephone that you can use for both emergencies or daily use. Call House Calls on Wheels toll-free for further information. 1-888-489-8980. That's 1-888-489-8980.
And welcome. And as you heard, that magic number 888-489-8980 is available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you're looking to start your business or you're frustrated in your current business, the wonderful thing that has happened with technology today is that you can participate in conferences without leaving your home, and with the webinars and all, you can actually see each other on the screen. Nothing beats meeting as human being to human being, no doubt. In fact, Entrepreneurs Network has network organizations that we partnered with. We have meetings almost every day where you can share your thoughts. If you call our toll-free number, 888-489-8980, we do have a website, entrepreneursnetworkofmichigan.com, that's under construction. And we plan on having different meetings. And if you're an entrepreneur, you know very well that you cannot just sit back and hope the phone's going to ring without making a concerted effort to get out there. And so many potential successful entrepreneurs forget some of the basics. Obviously, you better know what the heck you're doing in your business. The most important thing is you have to have a passion for what you want to do, and right alongside, you better have the talent to carry that out. We can help you in that area, but something that never goes away, no matter how many years you spend in business, is that you have to remember and relearn the strategies of selling. And I'm really excited about having, because of the Entrepreneur Network meetings, have had the privilege of meeting one of the best salespeople that I've met over the years. And I've been around the block. Don Zavis not only has used his ingenuity and personal talents, but there's something else that I want to encourage you to do. Never stop learning. Don Zavis was actually at one time trained in the whole program of Sandler sales strategies. He's developed something even better, and it's called the Zavis strategy sales system. And he is now in beautiful Tucson, Arizona, and actually comes into Michigan every once in a while. And I'm always delighted to see him. But the next best thing to seeing someone is hearing from him. And Don Zavis, to his credit, has really turned around many companies that were sort of floundering and made them super successful. And guess what? He is going to share with us on your capability of possibly piping in on some of his sales program meetings, which he holds on Fridays. I want to get into that in about a minute. At first, I want to make sure that Mr. Don Zavis is on the line. Are you there, Mr. Don Zavis?
I am on the line, Ike, and ready and willing and chomping at the bit.
Oh, boy. Okay. As long as you don't hurt the bit, I'm all for it. So, Don, you always have interesting thoughts, and I know there's so many people that have benefited from your pearls of wisdom, as I like to call them. What would you like to talk about today?
Well, first and foremost, I thank you so much. It is an absolute privilege to be on your show, and your very kind introduction never ceases to make me feel good about myself. So if nothing else, absolutely positively, thank you. The second thing is that going into 2023 is kind of an interesting situation right now. In terms of what the marketplace looks like. So there was we came out of a lot of upheaval there for COVID, and then, obviously we have a lot of things going on in the political world. There's, high gas prices and inflation and, very, record high, mortgage rates and such like that. So there's a lot of negative things that are out there in the world, but I did want to bring your listeners one tool that I think would help them immeasurably. Because one of the things that I hear frequently is, in sales, it's all about prospecting, finding new people, finding new opportunities, finding new potential business people, finding new people to talk to, just to have a conversation. And there's a line that I'd like to share with your listeners that I think will help them cultivate a much better prospecting position in the future. So I'm going to say it first, and then I'll go over it again because I do want your your listeners to write this down because I think that it's really profound. And when we came up with this ideology, I got to tell you, it was a game changer. So let me say it first because I know that you're very active in networking, and the Entrepreneurs Network is very much that. It really gives you an opportunity to connect with people and meet with people and develop a lot of relationships. Now, during COVID, a lot of that had to happen online. But as of late throughout the country, most networking-ish kind of things have returned to a live format. And so what I want people to realize is networking starts where every other form of prospecting hopes to end up, which is ultimately face-to-face. So let me say this again. Networking starts where every other form of prospecting hopes to end up, which is ultimately face-to-face. So if you have somebody come on your website, or comes to your social media, or responds to an e-blast, or responds to a text blast, ultimately what you want to be able to do is work it through the process. So they respond to you on Facebook, you talk a little bit on Facebook, and then you give them your email address, and then you talk a little bit about email. Then you give them your phone number, and then you maybe go back and forth on text a little bit. And then with that same phone number, maybe you have a couple of phone calls, and then you decide that it makes sense to ultimately meet face-to-face. So networking starts where every other form of prospecting hopes to end up, which is ultimately face-to-face. So if somebody comes to me and says, well, what is the absolute best prospecting method found, period, bar none, anywhere? And of course, my answer is going to be networking, because networking, again, starts where every other form of prospecting hopes to end up. So even if you put an ad in the newspaper, you hope that they call, and from that call, you hope that you've got some synergies, or you can solve some of their problems, because we're problem solvers looking for problems to solve. And then ultimately they would end up with a face-to-face meeting. So that's something going into 2023 that I'm telling all of my clients. If you really want to be efficient, certainly judicious with your money, not that magazines and newspapers and radio and everything else, they're all great. I will never say do this or this. It's never that situation. It's always do everything. But unfortunately, networking has always been this very underutilized aspect. People may invest thousands of dollars in social media and thousands of dollars in advertising and, all these things, but they won't give up a half hour or 45 minutes of their time potentially to meet dozens of new opportunities face to face, which is, again, through their ads and social media and those types of things. That's what they hope to end up with, is that face to face meeting, and networking provides that right off the get-go, right out of the gate.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that Ike, and you and I have known each other for a long, long, long time. Mm-hmm. There is no more consummate networker than you. Well, you know everybody. And that's developed over a lifetime of meeting people face to face and shaking their hand and, sitting down with them for a cup of coffee and, trying to, figure out what benefits that we have together, or what kind of leads or opportunities can we provide each other. So I think there's no one better to have this brief conversation on networking with.
Well, I always appreciate a compliment. I think it was Mark Twain that said a good compliment will last me for 6 months. So I'm set for the next half year. So we'll talk a bit. But I just wanted to add a couple of thoughts to what you were saying, that in terms of the importance of human being to human being connection.
Right.
And now the wonderful thing, as I mentioned before, is that there are Zoom meetings every day,
yep.
And I work with the Small Business Administration and SCORE, and each has its pluses and negatives, but the one common thing is that it gives you an opportunity to be in touch with people. And I think in terms of successful networking, one of the first most important steps is that you really polish what's called that 60-second elevator pitch. Because the classic line, KLT, people have to know, like, and trust you. Well, when you're meeting with a group of people, make it very clear as to what you do. What you do, as they say, is a unique selling proposition. And then you offer any sort of a guarantee. And you brought that out in our previous conversation. And that is to really connect with people, is that after you've introduced yourself, find out what your prospect really is. And one remark you made in one of our interviews I'll never forget is when you go on a sales call, rather than coming in as if you're begging for a donation, you go in, obviously, in a proper attire and all, But reach out to the prospect and ask them, is there anything I can help you with specifically? What is it that I can do for you? Because that's the key. Find out what that person needs and then address it. And one of the things that a lot of people make a mistake as solopreneurs is no matter what they're asked, they're sort of aggressive, is say, oh yeah, I can do that. If you can't do it, don't. Okay? Tell them, I don't have someone. I may not be able, but I think I got somebody that could help you, and make darn sure that person indeed helps. And that's one of the things that is vital, is that never cut bait, so to speak. And I had this sign that I'll never forget in a very successful businessman's office on his wall, practically took the whole wall. It said, never say no. So, yeah, and you bring that out. And I wondered if you could share with us one other very important thing. In business, it's very important that you constantly educate yourself. And I assume for the new year and all, you're still doing your Friday sales meetings. Is that true, or have you changed?
We are. In fact, actually we're going to be making some changes, but we're actually going to be expanding it to include other days of the week outside of Friday. And you're absolutely correct. We've been working on Zoom for a long, long time. We have lots and lots of information as well. So if you want to go to our YouTube, for example, under Don Zavis, there is hundreds of little sales tips, 5-10 minute training things. Our website, donzavis.com, is a wealth of information as well, and we make that available at no cost. There's no obligation, just out to the community, because we certainly have a gift of service that we really want to see people be successful. And because of your and my relationship, Ike, we're extending that to your listeners as well. So if they wanted to reach out to you, certainly you can connect them with myself. They're welcome to reach out to me directly. My telephone number is area code 248-497-5869. I'll say that again. Area code 248-497-5869. Or they can send me an email if they would prefer, which is Don Zavis, all one word, DonZavis. And that's at Comcast.net, N-E-T. And we'll get you all the credentials to join us for our Zooms, anything that we have in terms of training, coaching. Again, we make those available to any one of your wonderful listeners, Ike. And, again, and I think that, as I said previously, this is a perfect, conversation for networking, because you have a lifetime, and I say this proudly, that you know everyone. You've been connected with so many people.
Well,
and to me, that social currency is really the most valuable.
Right. Well, I appreciate the compliment again, and I just want to remind people that, of course, it depends on your personality. I'm very fortunate that I don't mind in promoting myself. In fact, there's a Debbie Allen that's going to be my guest within the next couple of weeks. She has a whole company titled Shameless Self-Promotion. There's nothing wrong.
I love that. I love that.
And there's nothing wrong with promoting yourself if you're going to be helpful to other people. And if you belong to a church, or in my case, I belong to the Rotary Club and the Optimist Club. If you tell people what you do, and you stick to Don Zavis's tip, how can I help you? Amazing things will happen. And actually, you're very fortunate with your name, Don Zavis. Amazing as the Z in it as well.
Well, we're always easy to find when sitting in school. But no, you're absolutely correct. That's shameless self-promotion. If you're not going to promote yourself, I'll tell you, it's very unlikely anybody's going to do it for you.
Absolutely.
So that's, if it's to be, it's up to me, right?
Yeah, oh yeah, right. Yeah, I have a book with that title. So anybody's interested can call 888-489-8980, 888-489-8980, and I can certainly refer you to Don. His direct number is 248-497-5869. So between those numbers, you might choose the right ones and win the lottery. Who knows?
You know what? Every time I'm blessed to be able to talk with someone. It is like getting the lottery for me. So, Ike, it's such, it's so appreciative, and you do such a wonderful job. And I can't tell you how, privileged I am to, continue to do this with you.
Well, God bless you. Have a good one. We will talk again soon. All right. Right now, we're going to take a brief break, and we'll be right back. Don't you dare go away. Hi, Ike Engelbaum. I am really excited about a new sponsor, and that is Memory Health. These are vitamin capsules that you take 3 a day, and it improves your memory. Memory Health has been proven to be scientifically helpful for early stages of Alzheimer's. In fact, it has been claimed that it can even forestall Alzheimer's. Dr. Joel Kahn made this statement: in my more than 30 years of practicing medicine, no other product has ever come close to truly supporting brain health like Memory Health. It's a safe, natural supplement. If you need any more information, call 888-489-8980, 888-489-8980. Family run for over 88 years, Friends Hardware has remained family owned and operated. Friends Hardware is one of a kind. You'll find the newest products offered on TV at very competitive prices. You'll also find safety products, grab bars for bathrooms, battery-operated light switches, remote control devices that you can turn your lamps on or any electrical device. You don't have to run out there anymore. Just press the button. Better yet, just visit Friends Hardware, located on Main Street and 11.5 Mile Road. They're open every day. If you wish to call, it's 248-544-8111. That's 248-544-8111. Better yet, just visit 11.5 Mile Road and Main Street, Friends Hardware. And I really hope you enjoyed our interview with Don, and I cannot stress a remark that I made, and I hope you take advantage of it. I do practice what I preach. I have not stopped learning on how to become better in some of my activities and businesses. I don't mind sharing with you. I have 7 different businesses that I oversee, and the truth of it is that there's a magic word that you have to delegate. I certainly couldn't do that on my own. When you're networking, find people that can be of help to you, that have talents that you do not have. One of the biggest mistakes people make when they go into business, if they choose someone to be a partner, is they haven't really screened them. You know, the 2 biggest decisions you ever make in life, in my opinion, if it's personal, is who you decide to be your significant other in your personal life. Almost right alongside The professional part is the same story. Look upon having someone to work with that has similar personality, obviously, similar interests, but has different talents than you do. You cannot do everything yourself. Pick people that you feel comfortable working with, and if you want to call it sort of an engagement, don't just jump. When you go to a network meeting and you try to team up with someone, key is to develop what we call an affiliate relationship. In fact, you're welcome to be an affiliate of our Entrepreneurs Network. If you are open-minded and want to work where I can help you in your career, and you connect with other people and I can assist you in helping them, we become an extended family. Call our toll-free number, 888-489-8980. If you ever wish to bring people in, we have a program where you can earn extra income, it's best to be called as a referral. You bring anyone in that decides to hook up with us, we have very reasonable fees to get you in. We, of course, can get you on the air on this program, and then we can put it on your website, because we record all our programs on YouTube. We can assist you in your marketing efforts. But remember, it's vital that if you come to our either in-person or Zoom meetings, that you have a good 60-second elevator pitch. And if you call our toll-free number as a freebie, so to speak, do your 60-second elevator pitch, and let me know that if you'd like my input as to how to critique it. So many people, when they introduce themselves, are so busy trying to make it seem like they're doing everything for anybody, lose the fact the only way to be successful in your 60-second elevator pitch is you have to make it clear, concise, what you do. Most important, what is it that you can help someone else get involved. Also, if you offer a guarantee of your services, something to the effect, hey, if you start with me, including myself, and I mean this sincerely, if you join up with us and we're not doing what you want us to do, we have a monthly fee program of just $39 a month, of which you'll have ongoing marketing and advertising and consulting for free, because we want to operate on the fee that you can afford. So call me anytime, 888-489-8980. I only have enough time to wrap it up with my favorite parting thought, which is, if you really want to get anything done in life, you'll find a way. And if you don't, you'll find an excuse. And there is no excuse for not achieving your dreams and goals in America, because it is the greatest country in the whole world. Remember, a goal is just a dream with a deadline.